Hey, we got a bunch of guys from Forgetting Sarah Marshall here. Who do we got? Jason Segel and Russell Brand coming into the show next to talk about Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Very good, Danny. Very good. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I saw it. Very funny movie, and we'll talk to these guys next. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony Show. We got to get right into this in studio from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which will be in theaters, what, Friday, guys?
Friday, April 18th, yeah.
Oh, wait, I got to get your mics up here. Who do we got, Jimmy? We got Jason Segel and Russell Brand
yes,
from Forgetting Sarah.
I'm so annoyed because
Marshall.
I went to see it last night. I was like online because I knew you guys were coming in today, and I didn't realize it was not coming out till Friday because you saw a screening.
It was great.
So I haven't seen it yet. I heard it was really funny.
I went last week. The theater was packed and nothing but laughs throughout the entire movie. Very, very funny.
Oh, thank you.
Jason, I have to say, the movie starts with you like getting dumped by your girl, setting up the whole movie, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's doing it while you're completely naked.
Yeah.
And very awkward for all the guys in the theater.
How'd that go for you personally?
It's a bit awkward because it's something we bring up on the show a lot. Like something happened with comedies. Remember when we were growing up and stuff, every movie had the boob shot. A girl would be topless in every movie, and it didn't even have anything to do with the movie. It was just something there for the guys. A quick little, hey, wow, look at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They took that out of movies, but they're allowing guys to be completely naked in movies now, which is so strange to me.
Yeah, they
how
demanded
that flipped.
It. Yeah, they said the only way I could get the leading role is if I showed my my penis. So I went for it.
Were you like confident being naked in front of all those people? Were you trying to fluff up a little?
No, well, I found out that the only way we could maintain an R rating is if it's completely flaccid. So it was it was very important work-wise that it be completely flaccid, and it was very important to me personally that it not be completely flaccid, you know? So it was a delicate balance between me and my friend, but we worked it out.
Yeah, you have to get the ratings. He was like, turn the air conditioner up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wanted it to be just right.
I had the liquid courage that day. It was terrifying.
Were you really drinking that?
I was
on set for that?
I was completely drunk on whiskey, which actually backfired because Kristen Bell said to me, hey, I really appreciate that for once a man is doing the nudity as opposed to a woman.
But that's not rare. I'm telling you, this is what's going on.
Well, because I was drunk, that comment started to churn in my mind, and I zeroed in on the difference between male and female nudity. When a woman gets naked, at least she has the comfort of knowing men have all sorts of different preferences, big women, small women, big breasts, little breasts. For men, when they get naked, there's not that many women out there who just like love small penises, you know? So you're being judged on one criteria alone.
Every woman I've slept with does.
Nice. Well done, sir.
Brando had to be naked for Last Tango in Paris, and he was saying that he was just praying that he would look presentable, and it was horrendous. He was just packing nothing. It was really humiliating on set.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, they're dumping out a bit, unfortunately, because it's a huge part of the movie.
Why are they dumping out?
I don't know. They dumped out a bit. So who knows what they just heard. But
that's great.
And Russell is also one of the stars of the...
You look a lot different in person than you do in the movie. First observation.
Really?
Yeah. You got your hair all teased up and stuff. In the movie, it's kind of down and playing a rock star in the movie.
That's right. That was like the main thing for me was to have a different haircut. That's what I was accepting the fee for mostly. Is that like once I've got to have a slightly different haircut, there has to be a financial aspect to that arrangement. So what? Some of that we won't have been able to listen to some of those things that we just said.
On satellite radio, they'll hear it because it doesn't get dumped out of, but on terrestrial. So yeah, a big audience should hear it.
Interesting.
Well, he was discussing something that every guy goes through when they're going to be naked. They wanted to have a nice presentation.
And it was very sensitively handled.
I thought it was.
Oh, I know.
I thought he did a great job with it.
Yeah. He handled it like an animal, but the topic was sensitively handled.
I thought so. I went with the P word.
They've gotten so ridiculous with the rules.
Did you say ridiculous?
Yes,
Steady.
Damn, you're right. That probably got dumped out of.
Blimey.
How many dumps there, E-Rock? 3?
Oh, stop.
So we lost. All right. They probably had kind of figured it out.
A big part of the audience heard it.
Yeah,
hey, so you're a stand-up in England? Are you still doing stand-up?
Yeah, that's right, mate.
You just did for a while.
No, I still do it. I like it a lot. I'm doing it in Los Angeles at the moment while I'm living over there. Doing it in at the Roxy on Sunset Strip, doing stand-up there.
Okay.
I do it when it's shut. You know, it's just in front of the people that are cleaning mostly. They've asked me to stop it, but I'm pretty determined.
I didn't know the Roxy. I did a stand-up at Roxy one time when Dice was taping an album, and I opened for him. It was Filth. He was taping Filth, right? That was at the Roxy. I think that's my whole Roxy story.
Yeah.
I didn't say I had a payoff. I just said it was words.
It's nice though. I feel a sense of connection.
Yeah.
Even though, you know.
The door in the back, you go through. Yeah.
Oh, the door. Yeah. Oh,
Guy's always there.
takes me back.
And Russell, you're a former heroin addict?
Yeah, the old heroin. I couldn't get enough of it, mate. Yeah, that bloody stuff. It was the ruin of me. But now, of course, I don't have any heroin, so you don't need to dump that out. This is not an endorsement of heroin.
Right.
Were you
Awful
snorting or
business.
shooting or both?
I'd like to. What I'd do is I'd put it on my cereal of a morning. You know, lick it off a cat's back. Any way of getting it. I used to look for novel ways of taking heroin. Mostly, put it on my eyelids. Use it as eye makeup. Yeah, I had all sorts of ways of taking this stuff. People like if you don't say that you shoot it directly into like an artery, people seem to think you're a coward.
Yeah, like you're not really doing it.
Still heroin, still dangerous. I nearly died. Come on. Plus the cat didn't like having its back licked.
I'm only asking because of the needle sharing aspect. There's so many guys who are just in that moment, man. You do things that you'd normally not do, which is just share the needle. It's just so dangerous. I mean,
well, this is a responsible bit of broadcasting.
Yeah.
So is this just in case people are thinking of sharing needles?
oh no, I don't care what they do. Please, I could care less. Condoms are for sissies. Do what you want.
Use separate needles, but have unprotected gay sex at the
why
same
not?
time you're doing it.
No, I was only asking.
Sounds like a lovely morning.
That's a good plan to me.
Right, what are we doing this radio show for? We should be using our own needles and each other's willies.
Are you going to feel a little prick? Oh,
Jeez. Oh, you had to go.
You had to go back to
Did they dump that?
They probably will. Yeah, they get panicky. No, I don't know, Jimmy. They're just panicky down the hall. Yeah. Russell, you have something in common with Jimmy. Prostitutes. Jimmy used to do the prostitute thing.
Jimmy! Oh!
Yeah, I was reading your bio, and you. It seems like you.
Prostitutes, Russell.
Well, not all of them. There's still plenty of them left, but like as many as I could afford. And this was when I was a drug addict. I call it my drug brella. While I was using drugs, I can't be condemned for anything that happened during that period. And yes, whilst on drugs, I did
You
see
seem
prostitutes.
like a man who doesn't need prostitutes, though.
That's right, but I was insatiable, and a lot of the time you don't want the conversation after. But that was a terrible, terrible time, and I do not endorse prostitution.
I saw Russell walk by a woman the other day, and as he walked by, he just said, "Hello, mystery woman," and she nearly got the vapors. It was like old
man.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
see,
she
that
was a
works.
prostitute, that woman, I should point out, who I'd paid in advance.
so you have at least you did it like you said, like when I was doing drugs. I did it with 18 years clean. I was getting hookers. At least he stopped. He's like, you know what? The drug days are behind me. It's time to be a good person.
You carried on after 18 years clean. You carried on with the
yeah.
prostitutes.
I got sober when I was 18, so it was like I did a whole bunch of them.
Nice
Started
one.
at 19 or 20.
Yeah.
How clean can you be though with all those prostitutes?
Surprisingly, I've never caught anything. I've caught nothing.
Makes me think that God's watching out for you, Jimmy.
No, either that or when I do, it's going to be a doozy.
I think you've gotten everything. They just all kicked each other's ass inside your body.
Yeah, I got
like
the hand
AIDS
fighting out
is
with
fighting
Pepsi.
chlamydia. And it just
wins.
killed
AIDS
everything.
wins in that battle.
AIDS
Yeah,
is
I
going to
think
kick
AIDS
I've
off.
seen it a
chlamydia.
million times.
Yeah. Don't go up against AIDS in an inter-STD war.
No.
only gonna
Even
be
if
one
all the
winner.
other ones like gang up on AIDS,
No,
Even
you got
then.
like I don't know, gonorrhea,
gonorrhea,
chlamydia,
AIDS is the Rocky
syphilis.
Balboa.
I'd rather have all of them than even 10 minutes with
Yeah,
AIDS.
AIDS is like Bruce Lee in there, just kicking ass.
What about just
Very
a little
much.
bit of AIDS?
No, you can handle a little bit.
Just in the mouth.
Just a little taste.
Just a little mouth
Touch of AIDS. I had a touch of AIDS.
Touch.
Just a little
Don't
mouth
worry.
AIDS.
Russell, you ever go to Rio for prostitutes?
No, it's not like I didn't like go on the old sex tourism thing. It wasn't a hobby. It was just like occasionally
Thailand.
of an evening. I did go to Thailand.
Oh,
actually,
did
don't
you?
think about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
no,
one reason to go there.
no, very
Young
much.
boys.
Now, come on. Now, I draw the line there. I've
Or
come here in
Thai
good
stick.
faith as an Englishman. All of those sex workers I exploited were female.
Okay, God
I will
bless.
say that.
So you, what got you clean eventually? I don't mean the program. I mean, like, what incident just finally drove you into like this? Enough is enough.
Just kept getting sacked from all my work. I had a show on MTV, got sacked to that. I had a radio show, not unlike this one, but I used to bring homeless people. I used to score a lot of drugs with homeless people, and I brought these like a couple of homeless lads in with me, and we were all hitting the pipe in the studio together, stinking the place out with crack, and like I did an item on the radio show. Oh, we've got your homeless agony uncle, homeless James, for all your homeless problems. calling now on this number, but homeless people don't have radios.
Oh, or phones.
Or phones! It was flawed. The only person that did phone was the controller of the radio station to sack me live on air. So that was the end of my tenure there. And the homeless people had to be given a cab back home, which is difficult because they haven't got one. You just give them £20 worth of cab. Say get out when you feel like it.
Drive as far as they can.
We do a lot of radio with homeless people. We just we just did a bit last week with a homeless guy watching Sophie's Choice, just like Russell did with his.
Yeah.
How did you like it?
Actually,
he started crying and just went hysterical. Why did they do that? Why did the Germans do that? He started crying and everything. It was sad and hysterical at the same
Well,
time.
he was reviewing Sophie's Choice.
Yeah. I would watch him as a movie reviewer.
Oh, absolutely. That might be the bit we do with this guy.
So I suppose you can't make it a regular item because you won't be able to find him again.
Yeah. No, we find him from time to time. We're always searching for this guy. He's amazing. But how did you get fired from MTV? I was reading.
Oh, well, that was a little bit irresponsible. And remember, this took place whilst on crack and heroin. Yeah. But on September the 12th, 2001, I came to work inappropriately attired in what can only be described as a Bin Laden-esque costume. Now, remember, I would not have done that had it not been for crack and heroin, and I'd like to take this opportunity to apologise for that costume, not only to you and the good people listening to this radio show, but to Kylie Minogue, who I interviewed that day, while dressed in that camouflage jacket.
That's some poor taste.
Very poor taste.
Wow.
But I was fired, so in a way I paid a high price for that.
How'd they let you do the interview, though? Like, why didn't they just say you gotta change wardrobe? Like, why'd they let you do the interview and then fire you?
I was already harassing, they did make me take those clothes off, but I was harassing Kylie before the interview had begun, because me and my drug dealer, Gritty, and his young lad, Edwin, emerged from the disabled toilet in a fog of crack, very keen to do the interview. I'm stressed that the little boy, Edwin, he ain't done any crack. Children don't need crack, they're quite upbeat naturally, aren't they? They've got a lovely sense of joie de vivre, most children. So, just me and Gritty had been doing the crack, and then I came out, I was wearing those silly clothes. It was a silly day, and I was sacked quite rightly.
You showed up naked somewhere too, didn't you?
I did show up naked, yeah, that was May Day protests. I showed up and I didn't take the precautions you took to make sure that my genitals looked so wonderful. Mine looked preposterous and embarrassment. They looked like they were trying to retreat back into my body. Best place for them. It was a ridiculous token of masculinity.
So, well, there was a comic in England. It's not you that was running around like, trying to get into the palace. Was that you or no?
Oh, good Lord, no. That was a young man called the Comedy Terrorist who got into Prince William's birthday party. I did work with him actually on several occasions, but often, when people drink too much red wine and it's like they've got red wine lipstick on, I used to have that, and it made me feel uneasy.
All right, kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
You're no kidding.
Very creepy.
Well, the movie's Forgetting Sarah Marshall. We should talk about that for a little bit. What's the movie about for the people that are thinking about seeing this on Friday, Jason?
Yeah, the movie's about a guy who finds out his movie star girlfriend is cheating on him with the biggest rock star in the world, played by Russell Brand. And he goes to Hawaii to clear his head, and there she is with her new boyfriend. So it's the three of them trapped at a little Hawaiian hotel together. Incidentally, I should say that the part wasn't originally written to be a rock star. It was a young Hugh Grant British writer type. And Russell walked into the audition, and he said to me, "You'll have to forgive me, May. I've only had a chance to take a cursory glance of your little script. Perhaps you should tell me what it is you require."
And I was dressed as Osama bin Laden as well.
Oh, yeah.
I was very lucky to get that part. I think he did it as an act of charity.
I rewrote it that day for Russell because I knew I wanted to work with him. But I think the movie's hilarious. It's for men and women alike. The problem with romantic comedies is what's going to happen right when you walk in. The guy's going to fall in love with the girl despite some obstacles. But right away from this movie, I come out and I show my junk right from the beginning. I think you have to throw out your expectations of what the movie will be like. I quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool marketing campaign too. Like all over, like on buses and stuff, you see something Sarah Marshall. It's not just the title of the movie.
I hate Sarah Marshall.
Hate Sarah Marshall. It's really cool.
Cool. I feel terrible for the real Sarah Marshalls out there, though.
Well, no, I mean they're doing a thing in the paper here in New York. All the real Sarah Marshall.
Are they?
And they're getting pictures taken right next to the billboards and the.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So. And it's like, of course you expect that from the newspaper.
Is this your first feature film?
Yeah, it is, mate. I've done one in England, a little film a while ago, but mostly I do stand-up comedy and, my own radio show and writing and things like that. It's the first film I've been allowed to be in. I really enjoyed it. It's a proper laugh in Hawaii with him. He carries on. He's good entertainment, good at acting and everything, good company, a fine gentleman of the world. So it's lovely. It's like holiday, really, tell you the truth. Titles.
Quite a ringing endorsement for you as a man.
Yeah.
Have it. Have an endorsement of him.
Pleasure to be around, from what I understand.
He's a joy, this bloke. My heterosexual sexuality went out the window the first week of filming. I didn't act on it, of course. I just drew pictures.
Oh, we kissed at one point.
Oh yeah, no, there was some kissing. Kissing.
All right.
Yeah.
What balls to walk? I'm sorry, again.
I was saying, I'm glad you didn't go with the Hugh Grant type of character.
Yeah, it would have been a very boring movie.
I have never been able to sit through one of his movies.
Yeah.
Just, like you said, boring.
Yeah, he's so charming, it's boring. I hate men like that.
There's just, no real action or personality. I don't even mean action like in an action movie sense, but just no personality from him.
Yeah, no.
Until he did that hooker thing. So
he's just kind of, he lulls you into acquiescence. It's just pleasant.
Yeah.
Lulled into acquiescence. Yeah. That's nice. Sounds all right, though. To be lulled into acquiescence. Although, the hooker thing, that's a shame that weren't filmed, because I bet that would have been all right.
That would have been his best role.
Yeah.
Ever. Just seeing him with that hooker.
What does acquiescence mean?
Acquiescence means sort of you're forced to agree, you know. Just I submit. It's a submission.
Compliance.
Yeah, I'm a writer. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah, he wrote this film.
I write too, but I certainly didn't know what that word meant.
Nice.
I write very small words only.
Quite a lot of them. It's more or less the same.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know what I liked about the film too? There's a running joke about CSI in the movie, which I thought was brilliant, man.
Oh, thank you.
We make fun of that CSI.
Yeah, I was on CSI for a while a few years ago, and I just remember thinking they just shamelessly mix the sexuality and the violence.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and it doesn't usually apply. I was watching one the other day, and they said, she had a sad death. Look at all the genital scarring. What does that have to do with anything?
Right.
Yeah, that could have been part of her hobby. She might have got that genital
who knows
scar
if that
in life.
might have had nothing to do with her death.
Yeah, she might have enjoyed them genital scars.
Absolutely.
That could have been. Perhaps her genitals were the scene of a war between AIDS and all the other STDs.
It's cultural differences, is I think what we're zeroing in on.
That's what we're learning today. And then E-Rock found something from Russell's Wikipedia. Did you?
We know how accurate Wikipedia is. Anyone could just go in there and...
Well, I think this is great, though. On February... tell me if this is true, Russell. On February 23rd, 2006, he hosted the 2006 NME Awards show. I don't know what that is, but something in England, I'm assuming?
It's like Rock and Roll Magazine, the NME.
Okay. Upon reaching the stage to receive his award, Bob Geldof began his speech with Russell Brand, "What a C."
Yeah,
can't say the word.
He
here,
didn't
obviously.
say just C. He said the word in its entirety, which was offensive.
Right. He said the actual word. We could say that much. Russell Brand, what a C. Which later prompted Brand to strike back with, "Really, it's no surprise he's such an expert on famine. After all, he's been dining out on I Don't Like Mondays for 30 years."
Yeah. I put him back in his box. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. You can't say things like that when I'm trying to host an award ceremony.
Why did he say that about you?
I don't know, maybe just a personal dislike, but also I think a lot of people with teenage daughters can be very, defensive.
Oh,
it was a preemptive
okay.
I hadn't done anything.
Yeah, but,
Were you thinking about it?
you're probably...
Yeah, I'd imagined it, but when I'd imagined it, I'd always assumed there would be an engagement, There was always a ring on my finger in the fantasy.
Wait, who's Bob Geldof? I know the name.
He's out
my
of the
God.
Boomtown Rats. And
Did you just say who's Bob Geldof?
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
I Don't Like
Sir
Mondays.
Bob Geldof?
The song I Don't Like Mondays.
Who's heard that?
Put together Live Aid?
Don't know him.
I
I don't know him. I know the name. I just don't know exactly who he is. Honest to God.
Wow.
That one's a weird one.
That is a little odd that you don't know who he is.
Don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know him if he walked in the room.
Well,
Yeah, you
good
probably
job,
would.
because he'd only probably come in here to call me a C word. So it'd be good if someone snubbed him.
So you were hosting this award show, and he knew you were hosting it, and he
Came on to get an award, but it's my fault a little bit because I'd thrown to but the award was announced by Bono, right, out of U2, and but it was it was a video message, and it goes, "Oh, here to announce the next award is Bono, who is currently a message beamed from a satellite that's orbiting his own ego," right? and they're mates, so I think that's again, that's probably a bit cheeky.
That's a pretty funny
That's
line,
funny, though.
Thank you.
Of course, no one has a sense of humor anymore.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant offensive. I didn't mean to hurt no one's feelings.
That's just
trying to
funny. I
laugh.
mean, Bono, I'm sure, could take a joke like that.
Yeah,
no?
of course he could. He's a laugh, isn't he? A good fella.
You're taking the piss out of him.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I've been to England too.
With that accent, you're going to
That's a
fit
bad
right
one.
in.
Yeah, not bad.
Oi,
Jason.
oi, governor.
Nice. Did you say it's not governor though? It's governor. Yeah.
Do you do the American accent? Are you able to put one of those on?
All
right, I'm from America. Hiya. All right there, stars and stripes. Okay, you guys.
That's an American, isn't it? That's how you chaps talk.
Give us a goddamn donut, why don't ya?
Is that the impression? Because that's hysterical.
That's not only me. That's how everyone in England thinks that you
Yeah.
are. That's it. There it is.
Yeah, America, red, white, and blue.
I find that when you limeys try to do American accents, it always sounds like a country person.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
What, like a rural
Southern.
American?
Yeah, it always sounds southern to me.
Yeah.
What, you gotta be more New York? I'm walking here. It's New York City, you asswipe.
Like that more.
Yeah.
Forgive my language.
Very
I
good.
like that. English always seem to sound like they're fags.
Wow.
Like in the
on.
American sense.
Oh, boy.
Hold
Now
on,
we got
mate.
a problem.
Come on, now I'll show you the statistics. They're very impressive. It's really not something you can query. It's just a haircut. I may act a little bit gay, but that's just so that
bit
women
of a
feel
poster.
comfortable around me, feel relaxed around
But
me.
that's-
Bang, pregnant.
That's only because the rules are different. In England, having sex with another man is not necessarily gay.
That's not considered gay. That's just, that's just boarding school.
Absolutely.
It's necessary. They won't even let you in the royal family if you don't try at least 2 or 3 times.
Damn.
Right on. and Jason, you're in How I Met Your Mother, which
I
is a
am.
huge show. I've never seen it though.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that makes.
Is that the
four
one
of
that
us.
Britney was on recently?
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
How was she on set?
She was great, man.
Oh, he's got so many lovely stories, you probably can't tell them, can you?
No, I think she was fantastic, man. She was very professional. She had a lot of bodyguards
What
surrounding
about the
her.
trailer one? Are you allowed to tell that? That's funny.
Well,
Yeah, give us a good one.
All right.
Give
This
us a
is-
good one.
here's
It'll
one.
help promote Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
okay,
Oh,
sure.
you're forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Well,
Yeah, that's why you guys are here, even though
Yeah.
at this point, who cares? I mean, the movie is good, but I'd rather just talk to you.
Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, I didn't get to talk to her very much because we didn't have scenes together. But so when I was leaving the set, I wanted to go say goodbye, you know. But her trailer's like surrounded by bodyguards. So I went up and I said, "Hey, I just want to say goodbye to Britney," you know. And they're like, "All right, just give us a minute." And they go into Britney's trailer and they're in there for maybe 10 minutes, and then they come out and they say, "Sorry, Miss Spears is asleep." But she did say she had a great time, and she was that's the issue.
How would you spoke if she was asleep?
It took 10 minutes to concoct that lie. I mean, it was
Oh, it's great. Like, he's in a hit show, and he's just a dude when it comes down to Britney Spears, like anyone else out there. I love
Say
it.
goodbye.
And I see right through your story, Jason. You're thinking, you know, she's a little drug crazed. I'm thinking I might have a shot at her.
I'm leaving. I don't have to work later on.
Right, that's the only reason you're going to her trailer.
Just pop in the trailer and
Right.
innocently
You
say
just want to say
goodbye.
goodbye. You just want to say goodbye.
In
Yeah,
the
all right.
international language of orgasm.
We all saw the videos and the pictures. You're thinking, you know what? In this stage of her career, I think I got a real shot at
Let's
this.
go say goodbye. You know?
Just say goodbye.
You know what I mean?
She's vulnerable. It's worth saying goodbye.
That kind of makes me hate her even more than I do. Although it's like you don't know if she was just being the snot that you think she'd be, or maybe she was passed out, or like doing something, and the bodyguards like she was just incoherent, and they're like, they just said that.
Yeah.
She might have been exhausted from her amazing acting. That's all I'm going to say.
Just to not come out and say goodbye to somebody on the show.
They gave her props, but I didn't see it, so I can't even comment, unfortunately.
Oh, amazing acting, huh?
You thought it was bad, huh?
Good stuff.
No, you know,
Yeah,
and I
Jason's
tend-
saying that her acting was horrible. And,
No, she came in very prepared and was fantastic. Honest to God. Fox and CBS, she was amazing.
Do we have any clips of that? Has it aired yet?
oh yeah, it aired a few weeks ago.
She was just in another little accident.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she rear-ended somebody again, not looking as she's driving on the freeway.
It was a
That
fender
means
bender.
Russell rear-ended somebody.
In our country, rear-ended has very different connotations. If you do it by accident, you end up in prison. And then when you're in prison, it happens to you.
Yeah, well, you all know about that. Does that happen
Or in a
over there?
movie together.
Very much, yeah. But yeah, it's those long Hawaiian nights.
And Jason, you've been kicking around Hollywood for a while, or?
Yeah, about 10 years, man.
10 years?
Pounding the pavement. This is, it's finally all coming together. But 21 to 25 were dark years, man. You saw the movie. It ends with like a lavish Dracula puppet musical.
Yes.
That was not written for the movie. Around like 24 years old, I was completely out of work, and I thought the way I would jumpstart my career was to write a lavish Dracula puppet musical. And finally, Judd Apatow, I played it for him, and he said, "Dude, trust me, don't ever play this for anybody, ever."
Really?
Yeah, so I saved it for the movie, thank God. It was the best advice I ever got.
It's well done in the movie.
Well
well
done. Man. Yeah, Judd came up to me when this movie got made, because he's been trying to cast me for 10 years with varying degrees of success, but usually very little. And he came up to me when the movie got made. He put his arm around me. He said, "I want you to know I'm really proud of you, Jace. Because if I were you 3 years ago, I would have blown my brains out.
That's a
Like, why did you
vote of confidence?
hang in there as long as you did, right?
Yeah.
And then I was reading like you have a place behind Chateau.
Yeah, stumbling distance. It's dangerous.
Chateau
Marmont. Yeah,
where
they,
Belushi died.
yeah, they deliver room service to my house.
Really?
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
But I was reading, I think, Entertainment Weekly last night, and they were saying that you like walking around your house naked, and the neighbors all get a. What's up with this this nude thing with you?
I don't know, man. I just kind of like it. Is that a fair answer?
Supposedly he walks around nude, and the neighbors just.
At least you get to puff up a little bit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
here's
at
what
home.
happened is
More comfortable, your home field advantage.
I have this upper patio with a bed outside, and I love to sleep there. But I don't like to sleep with fabric between my thighs, so I like to be naked, And so I'm up there naked constantly. And finally, I was at the hotel having some food, and a guy came up to me. He's like, "Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm your upstairs neighbor. I see you up there all the time." And it was very casual about it, but then it dawned on me I'm only up there naked. And he was incredibly friendly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
He bought my burger.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So the movie's Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It's in theaters Friday. I don't even know why you guys are promoting. It's going to be a huge hit.
Oh,
the marketing
thanks, man.
campaign's great, and I think you guys are going to do great.
And you can also get the soundtrack. It's in stores and on iTunes tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. I
Yeah.
wrote some of the music on that, and Russell sang some of the music.
Yeah.
And Russell, we run a channel on XM. We would play a few of your podcasts, man.
Oh, fantastic.
I hear your podcasts are always up there on iTunes.
Yeah,
every...
it's normally the number one podcast in Europe. It does really well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's on iTunes UK. Yeah.
Are you still doing new shows, or?
Yeah. Do everyone? Last one I done, Morrissey out of the Smiths came on it. Seth Rogen from Knocked Up came
Sure.
on it, and Adam Green out of Mouldy Peaches came on it as well. So it's like, get a good guess. You're going to come on it, aren't you, Jason?
I am, that's the plan.
Perhaps we could team up and become like sister shows or brother shows. I don't know how you'd prefer it.
Yeah.
Depends on your persuasion. I'm picking up that you guys are all gay. Right?
Completely.
It sounds like you do the same type of radio we do. You
Yeah,
fit in
yeah,
good
yeah.
with us, man. Just
Look,
the
we're
crazy
sort of
stuff.
lucky to be allowed to do it. It seems there's a scant deal of professionalism going on in here.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
noticed. People staggering around. It's a miracle it's allowed.
None. The hardest part of the job is getting up in the morning
Right.
to do it, and
Once
then
you've mastered that,
you get a paycheck and laugh and hope they don't take it back and realize what you're doing for a living.
unbelievable, really, isn't it? But-
Stealing their money, really.
Congratulations.
I know we're heading toward a break, but you mentioned the Dracula thing. I got to give him a little taste here.
Oh.
Getting kind of hard to believe things are going to get better.
I was writing this, honestly, years ago with no sense of irony whatsoever.
That's
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Really?
That's why I need to hear now that I know that, because I thought you wrote this for the film, because
No,
it
man.
works perfect in this comedy. But now knowing that you did this as a serious thing,
Oh, it was deadly serious. I played it for Judd, and he was laughing, and I turned to
Don't laugh
Yeah,
at my
no, I
words.
was really personally
like, dude, this
offended.
is my Inagata Davida, man.
It's good that he was trying to write a musical from the perspective of Dracula at all. Like, I don't know why you went on that journey, Jason, of trying to voice
it's about
Dracula's thoughts.
eternal love. You wouldn't
But
understand.
why is Dracula all so romantic and everything? It's really
Oh,
unusual.
he's got a lot of time on his hands.
And then with the voice. Like, it's got to sound like this. He couldn't just sing the song.
That's the Sesame Street Dracula's voice.
That's exactly it.
Oh, because you
The
guys all
Count.
know how the real Dracula talks.
It'd be more sinister.
Yeah, a little more sinister, right.
Oh, if he's sinister, it tips the hat. He has to woo you with a childlike voice.
Actually,
Bring you back
this
to the lair.
musical could work, I think. Let's get
Yeah.
behind Jason Segel's new musical
For God's
Dracula.
sakes, thank-
You sure you weren't on the heroin back then?
Wow.
Wow.
Heroin wasn't my drug of choice.
Let it be known, though, as far as Forgetting Sarah Marshall, it's great.
Thank
But
you.
knowing
very
that you
much.
w's that as a serious piece really makes me happy.
Yeah, that is.
That makes my back hurt.
Fair enough. I'll make your back hurt.
That's just a threat.
Well, there you go. We have to
Great.
take a break, but Jason Segel, Russell, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for
Cheers.
having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
It took a while, but I think Jason's going to be a huge star now in Hollywood.
Oh,
this
geez,
movie is
thank
going
you
to
so
be
much.
your breakout project. It's pretty obvious. And which means we'll never see you again. So have a great life.
I will be
Because,
back
they
anytime
never
you'll
come
have
back.
me. I
No,
will be
Jack Black said the same thing. I could give you a whole list of people.
here. Yeah.
Green Day said it back in the day.
Well, then they don't come back.
No, it's an ongoing joke with us. We get you guys on the way up and on the way down.
Right.
Oh, see you then.
Yeah. See you in 5 years, buddy.
Yeah, see you in 5 years, right. All right, we got to take a break. Forgetting Sarah Marshall in theaters Friday. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.